traffic just doesn't care when
No,
you get there.
it doesn't.
It has no investment.
And sometimes there's a reason for there to be traffic. Like several times when I needed to be somewhere at a certain time, and if I would have left 5 minutes earlier or 5 minutes later, or if I wouldn't have gotten that light, there'll be an accident up ahead. And I'll think, oh, phew, that's why.
Exactly.
That explains that. Mm-hmm. And so it's all these different things that you have to learn, you have to look, you have to watch for the signs, you have to be aware of what's going on around you. And I liked, the law of attraction is a law, just like the law of gravity.
Yes.
But you can't sit there and wait for it. Even gravity, you have to make some kind of a motion for it to
Correct.
come into play. Like you have to drop something for gravity to work.
Right.
And so the law of attraction is just like that. You have to keep taking the steps of least resistance to what feels good to you, but you have to keep moving. Law of attraction and manifestation loves movement, loves decision. So you have to keep going. And I used to think there was something wrong with me because I was never satisfied with where I was.
Right.
I always want, I don't say I want more, but I want to take the next step on whatever endeavor that I'm in. I don't want to stay right where I am.
Well,
and I used to think
right.
that was wrong. It's not.
No, that's what Esther talks about, is that it's an expanding universe. And we think about all the things that we have in our universe now that we didn't have when we were growing up, and what our parents didn't have when they were growing up. And the universe continues to expand. And one of the things that she says is, you set out what it is you want, you go through the process, you get the things you want, and then there are more things you want.
Mm-hmm. There's always something,
more
that you desire.
And everything that exists in our universe first became a thought.
Right.
It was
and I love that.
It was a thought that somebody had, and they made it happen.
Right.
And so we've got, a 25 square mile floating plastic island in the Pacific Ocean of our waste. And now people are creating ways of picking that up and translating it back into oil that we can use to fuel our jets and fuel our cars. And so there are going to be people who are going to figure out how to make money doing that, and how to be successful in not only making money but also helping to clean up the environment. And so it comes from an idea. Mm-hmm. So
and throughout history, everybody has said that. Edison said it.
Right.
Thomas Jefferson said it about energy.
Right.
How there's always energy, and we just need to be in tune with it vibratorily. And just it goes so far back, but until you know what it is and you start reading about it and exploring it a little bit, you don't get it.
Right. Well, think of the radio.
Right.
Marconi found a way of harnessing radio waves. Radio waves have been a part of the planet since it was created.
Right.
They've always been there.
Or electricity and the kite.
Right. You just find a receiver. Now think about that for us. We're a receiver of that energy. And we
are that energy,
we emit the energy, and we receive the energy. And some other person is a receiver of our energy, and we're the receiver of their energy. And frankly, the point is that if I don't like the energy I'm getting, I change the channel.
Right, exactly.
If you don't like the radio station and what they're playing, you turn the channel to another station.
Right.
But when you're listening to your favorite station at 101.5 or whatever the station happens to be, 107.5, whatever, there's all the other stations are still playing. The music and the talk shows are still on those stations.
Right.
You're just not turned into them. And the same thing is true of us. We meet people and we're tuning in to them. Let's say you get together with your girlfriend or a friend at Panera and you sit and have a catch-up conversation for an hour. In that hour, all kinds of people have come and gone in Panera and done their lives and received and sent information back and forth, but you weren't receiving it. You didn't tune into it, and so you didn't get it. And I love what she says about that, where she says, if I'm not aware, like you were saying, if I'm not aware of things going on in my environment, I'm going to miss them. And this is one of the things that there was a self-help guru in Australia years ago named Stuart Wilde. And very much like Dyer. In fact, Dyer and Chopok went over to Australia and toured with him. And one of the things he was saying was that, if I want to manifest X, and that's what I want, so I'm doing all the things that law of attraction tells me to do, and I'm manifesting, and I'm focusing, and I'm feeling good, and I keep looking, and I don't see it, because it has to show up right here in front of me when it's just 5 feet to the right. Mm-hmm. But I'm not aware of it. And that's what she says, is you could do all of this work you want, but if you're not aware of what's going on in your environment, you're going to miss it. When it shows up, you're not going to be in the elevator with that guy that would help you get that job. You're not going to be sitting in that chair when somebody walks in. You're waiting. It's a sales appointment, and you're sitting there, and other people in the office waiting to go in and see somebody, and you start talking to them, and you find out, hey, they got a better job available for me over here. I think I'm going to go apply for that.
Right.
But if you didn't start the conversation, you wouldn't have gotten it.
Right. So follow your instincts.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's another learned thing that we were taught to squelch early on. And another thing, a learned behavior, a meme was that we have to please everybody else. We have to get good
Especially
grades
women.
for daddy.
Women.
Yeah. Or grandpa wants to see you get good grades. Well, then we look for that outside encouragement rather than, wow, I got good grades, I'm going to do good.
Well, I talk to my students about it all the time, and I'm very serious about it with them. I said, you're all sitting here imagining that the grade you get in this class is going to make a difference in your life, and it's not. I said, I graduated from college in 1971. No one's ever asked me what my grade point average was.
Right. What was your grade point average?
282.
Now you can't say that anymore. Wow, my freshman year, mine was are you ready for this? My freshman year, mine was a 2.38.
That's what mine was.
Oh, my
freshman
God.
year. I got it up to 284.
That was horrible. I got a D in my major in a 5-hour class.
And I've got a PhD and 2 master's degrees. No one's asked me what my grade point was. And
now
so
you can't say that anymore.
I say to them, you think it makes a difference whether you get an A- or a B+. It doesn't.
No.
No one's going to say, oh, my God, I'm not going to hire you because you got a B+
what?
in speech.
You got a B+?
Come on.
That's right.
No.
That's funny.
But
we're going to take a little
fooled.
break.
They're fooled by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're taught.
Right.
That's why I love that for agreements. So, and Wayne Dyer, the things that he says, how it doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is how you move forward,
right.
which is really true.
From here.
Right. So we're going to talk some more about that. We'll be right back with our guest, Kai Sorensen. And I want to tell you the story about what brought you here, too.
Okay.
I want you to tell that story because I think that's a good one. Sandy, why don't you come up? Our sponsor tonight, and because it's so timely, is Women to Women Michigan. It's a magazine out of Grand Blanc, and they're trying to come up in the northern Michigan area, so we're going to help them with that because it's a great magazine, isn't it?
It is a great magazine.
It's really good, and the content in it is phenomenal. There's 9 different writers, I think,
and it's free.
And they do which makes it even better. And they do such a good job at putting it together. It's a beautiful, and it's evolved into what it is now. It's a slick magazine. It didn't used to be like that. And it used to be one of those big ones that they'd fold and mail.
Yeah.
So it's just really evolved. And the woman that owns it, Deborah Collins, is a wonderful person that truly cares what's going on in women's lives. And it's Women to Women for Good. Women to Women for Good is their motto, I guess. And this weekend is the Birch Run Expo Center's Women to Women Expo. And it's always really fun. How many years? This is our 3rd year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about it?
Oh, I love seeing all the people there and the different energies and networking and all of that. That's my favorite.
And everyone who shows up there is there to meet somebody else on purpose.
Right. And I'll tell you, last year, when I think about last year.
Last year was golden for you.
It was. I met Mimi Matthews. I met another lady, Melissa, that's going to be advertising with us here pretty soon. And who else?
You met a lot of people there.
I did.
And had a
It
lot
was-
of cards, and you were really networking.
It was phenomenal, and our listenership almost doubled after
yeah.
that because we go out and talk to people, and I also had my cholesterol checked and my carotid
at the
arteries.
expo.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
and I'm good. I'm good to go.
Well,
I think it's
last
the red
year you
wine.
were good. We got to
Right.
check it again this year.
Nothing's changed.
All right.
So this year they're calling it an empowerment symposium, which is really good because women want some meat on it now. They want to do more than shop. Don't you agree? So there's breakout sessions. There's people on the stage. There's still the fashion show and all the fun things. And they brought in Melissa Haggard this year on Friday night from 7 to 8. And she is funny. Have you ever seen her?
I don't know.
She is funny. She's a comedian out of Frankenmuth.
I don't know.
And
Isn't she going to be at the comedy show this year?
yeah, that's
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So she is the comedy show.
She is the comedy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I'll get to see her.
Yes, you will and meet her. She and Melissa is the one that dragged me over to meet Mimi. She said, "Come here." And then through Mimi, I met Mel Morse.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a good year.
And I knew a Deb Collins, but not the one that you knew.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
It is.
It is.
And I like them both. They're both good energy.
And they have really fun booths and clothes there, and it's not your normal run-of-the-mill vendors like that hat lady last
The
year.
hat
How
lady,
cool
and
is
then
she?
that one top I got that buttons up.
Yes.
It seems
Oh,
to
that
be
was
my
so
funeral coat.
cute.
And every time I had people knocking on my window at a funeral one time. Where'd you get that coat? It's beautiful. I
It
love
is so cute.
It was one of a kind,
Right.
or maybe 6 of a kind, but none in this area.
But there's not a whole bunch. That's
No.
all these vendors travel from event to event like this. So she's doing it a little bit differently this year. Number one, it's a smaller venue. We're not in the great big room, which to me makes it more intimate.
It's not so overwhelming.
Right. And the stage, more people I think are going to gather
We're
around
going to
the
be able to
stage.
see the stage from a lot of different angles. Is
I
that
don't
gonna
know.
happen? Because that was an issue for me.
Right. But they're doing a lot of events on the stage, but they also are doing breakout sessions in another room, which they did last year, but they also had something going on the main stage at the same time.
And then they had some cooking thing by our booth.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that again. I haven't seen anything about it. But anyway, it's very fun. It starts at 1 o'clock on Friday and goes to 8. 8 because of the comedy thing.
Oh, okay.
And that's another thing. They're going to do that open bar on Cash Bar from
Cash
7
bar.
to 8 during the comedy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not driving.
No, you're
No,
not.
I'm not.
Do they need a bartender?
I don't think so.
That's
I think
an
they have it
interesting
all
job,
wrapped
too.
up. It is.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, it's from 11 to 4. So the hours are way cut back, which
but they're
is
really
to me
nice,
is really
too.
good. Yes.
And I think they're friendlier to the people
right.
because people don't work just till 5 o'clock, or they don't. They're going with more people's schedules. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And early in the morning, there's nobody ever there,
No.
and after
No.
5, there's nobody ever there.
Well, I
so,
think people would like to come after work, maybe with the girls. And
I
then
mean
grab a
on
bite to
I
eat
mean on
later.
Saturday. I mean
on Saturday, right.
because they have things to do. So, yeah, I think it's going to be really good. So I'm excited about it. So it's at the Birch Run Expo Center. It's only $5. You get all the breakout sessions, all the things going on stage for $5. I mean, you just can't beat that. Grab your mom, sisters. We have a ball, don't we?
We do have fun.
What's
A
your
lot of fun.
favorite thing about it?
You already asked me that.
Answer me again.
Okay, my favorite
Humor
thing
me.
about that is all the people I get to meet and all the people I get to talk to, and just seeing all the stuff there.
And we already made our rocks.
We made our rocks this
We
year.
have message
and
rocks.
we started those rocks before they became popular.
We did.
We did that, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
And it was a giveaway. We want something free to give away at our table, and we'd have the people pick the
Nice.
rock out, and then that was theirs.
They couldn't look.
Yeah, they couldn't. They had to not look and grab one out, and then it was their destiny.
And
or
everybody
their-
said, "Oh, this is just what I needed.
Like
Oh,
the
I
attraction.
love this."
Trust
Yeah.
or
attraction.
love
Uh-huh.
or- yeah. And people, you heard somebody talking about it this year, and I heard somebody talking about it this year. So we decided to paint them again.
Right.
So we did it.
Yeah, 2 people asked me if we were doing it.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
I
Just
know.
that simple little
it was
thing.
meant to be again.
It was. I love it.
I'll
So,
be there.
Good.
I'm coming Saturday.
Good. You can
right,
come
we'll
get a
see ya.
rock then.
Come and get a rock.